Hey guys, so yesterday it was time to take my nails off. I was gonna do a fill, but I figured I wanted to go a little bit longer, so I decided to take them completely off. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I know I'm feeling kind of lazy right now and don't feel like going through the whole process. And this was a birthday gift from my friend Leeann, so I figure good time to try them out. What these are Markartt's new pump-ups. They're press-ons, but they're made out of acrylic, so you don't run into that same the bending and the snapping and the breaking issue. These are made 100% out of acrylic. These are the ballerina shape, and when I say that these are perfect ballerina shape, I mean they are perfect ballerina shape. Not that fake coffin stuff they try to pass off. It also came with a little file, and if you know Markartt's files, you know they are excellent. And it came with 4 tubes of their glue, and their glue is amazing, like across the board. So I figured we'd give them a look and see how well they perform. I already sized them out, and let me just say I have really wide thumbs, so size 0 almost never fits me. These actually did. The sizes are pretty dead on, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. There's like a white, there's a kind of an off-white, there's a couple different nudes, 2 different pinks. They're really pretty. Like, I love the colors. I was gonna try the lazy girl method with them, but first I want to just try them out as press-ons and see how they work, and if I like the way they look, we'll do the lazy girl method. So we're gonna prep just like we would for regular acrylic nails. I've done my cuticle prep already. We're gonna give it a quick buff, and then I'm gonna use my prep and primer, same way I would if I was doing regular nails, because you want to get that oil off of there, and you want to make sure that you got it, give it something really good to stick to, you know. Like I said, I'm feeling super lazy, and I just didn't want to get into it today. But my nails are very fragile, and if I leave them uncovered, they will just split right down the middle, and I don't need that. So I'm using the Glitter Bells Prep and Primer that I got from my YouTube buddy Shay. So we're going to go ahead and go through that. I already have these sized, and we'll go over sizing here in a second when I do that. So we're just using our dehydrator to get all that oil off. Make sure, it's nice and dry, no oil to make the glue come undone, because if you have oily nail beds, that glue's not going to stick. But we know that. Like you guys can see right here, my nails split. Like my nail beds just split right down the middle. I have awful nails. And acrylic is really the only way to keep them from ripping off of me. So, and I've only been doing my nails for about a year. Like, I'm so glad I started doing it because it's just so much less painful now. So, quick primer. And you want to let that dry before you try to glue anything down. Otherwise, it's not going to stick, obviously, if it's wet. And if you guys hear that scratching behind me, that's Buddy, the bearded dragon. He likes to eat my nails. If I have acrylic nails on and he sees my hands, he tries to bite them. And he saw me laying these out from his cage, and he got very excited, and he thinks it's snack time, so that's why he's back there trying to get my attention. All right, so I love Markartt's nail glue. It's awesome. Like, seriously, it lasts forever. It doesn't do that, you know how some nail glue is kind of like super glue, and that when it dries, it cracks and breaks and kind of flakes off? This doesn't do that. It's pretty flexible without, coming right off. So when you're sizing these, you want to make sure it goes from sidewall to sidewall, but you don't want to have to press down too hard to get them flat against your nail bed. So you want to give yourself room, but not so much room that it covers up your sidewalls or cuticle. If they're better to have too wide than too narrow, and then you can just file the sides down to get the perfect fit. And these have a pretty nice curve on them, so you are going to have to press down just a little, but you don't want to have to hold it down and press it. It should fit comfortably on your nail with very little pressure. So I decided to go with the pinkish white and pink, and I'm going to kind of alternate, and then we will go ahead and put these on. I did notice something kind of funny. I don't know if you can hear this, but they kind of squeak a little bit when they bend. I don't know if they do that on. I know that they were doing it in my hands. Can't really hear it now though. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. So you want to just put a drop of glue down, enough to spread out over your nail, but not so much that it's going to pull up around your cuticles. And you want to make you can also go in afterwards and clean up with your cuticle bit. That's what I like to do, just to kind of blend the edges down so that you can't see that press on edge. You know what I mean? So their glue is very gel-like, and it takes a little bit to get it to the bottom. Did I not open it right? Just a second. Let's open it up a little bit more. There we go. Now it's open. I was squeezing it and nothing was happening. So I'm probably going to have glue all over me because that's what I do. So you want to make sure that the glue covers your whole nail bed, but not so much that it's going to like squeeze out when you put the nail on, because that's just... And I was going to use acrylic to put these on, but I kind of want to see how they hold up just with what's in the kit. I didn't use the file, but I got Markartt files right here, so it's not totally cheating. So you want to push it down to the cuticle, make sure it's clean across the nail bed, and press down. You want to press down so that there's not any bubbles. Push any of that out. And I'm gonna have to fix that one. But also what I like about these, you can see the curve on those are so nice. And I just like the shape. So really all you would need to do in this case is clean up the edge. I didn't use enough glue, so don't do that, guys. We're just gonna put it on the actual nail this time. I love the shape. Very in love with Markartt's ballerina shape. They seem to have nailed it pretty accurately. All right, so this is where I have trouble because my nail bed goes in a different direction than the rest of my finger. So I have to line it up with my bone and not my nail bed. There we go. I think I got it with no bubbles this time. Look at that. Maybe. So just hold it down for a second while the glue dries so that you don't get any bubbles in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Close enough, right? See again. Look at that curve. So nice. And if you do get any glue around your cuticles or wherever, you can always go back with a little Q-tip or a detail brush and dip it in acetone and just clean it off your skin around. Because like I'm a mess, I'm gonna get it on my fingers and my skin. I can't seem to help that. So you can see how if I let up, bubbles kind of pop up. So you want to hold it down until you see them all kind of push out the sides. Which you guys know this stuff. I don't know why I'm explaining that. And clearly I failed the first 2 times. So there we go. No bubbles. So let's go ahead and finish up this hand real quick. And I like the sheer pink. It's so cute. I do like that their glue doesn't seem to squeeze everywhere because it's got that, it's gel, but it's not. It's like right in between gel and liquid. So it's not runny, but it's not so thick that, you know what I mean? I like it. And I will say that they are very strong. They do feel like acrylic. I mean, they're not as thick as acrylic nails would be, but they do have that same feel to them. Last one. There we go. Okay, so I figured out the bubble issue by the end, so we're good. So there we go. I don't think I'm gonna cut them down. I think I'm just gonna file the ends, and I'm gonna take my cuticle bit and just go over the edges. And then I know it's silly with press-ons, but I do like to top coat them just to give them that finished look so they don't look, you know, plastic. I like that, but that's just my preference. So you can see, like, you can kind of see the edge of the press-on, and I don't want that. So you're just going to blend it like you would any other nail. And because this is the other reason that I top coat it, because when I do this, it kind of leaves that filed look. So then you want to kind of cover up any scratches or whatever that your file may have left. There we go. I'm right-handed, so this is a little difficult. There we go. Actually, they don't look half bad. They don't really look like press-ons, I don't think. You guys tell me what you think, but they don't look like press-ons a ton. So, like, if you're in a pinch and don't have time for your nails, I really like these. So, thank you, Leeann. This was a wonderful birthday gift. She also got me an apron that said I do nails, and I love it. But yeah, this is really good. And they don't have that, like, papery feel at the end that most press-ons do. So that's pretty cool. This is actually how I got into doing nails. I was buying press-ons and then I was kind of like revamping them. I was adding gel on top and adding nail art and all kinds of stuff. So I figured, I may as well just learn to do nails, you know? Because I was trying to make them look like acrylics anyway, so may as well, right? That's why I started learning. I got bored with that. So, gonna take a look. So we got the edges blended down, and then I'm going to top coat those. And the top coat will give it a little extra strength as well. But I will come back in the morning and give you guys an update, see how they held up to like hand washing and whatnot, and we'll see how they do, and I'll get them all finished up in the meantime and show you what they look like in the morning. We'll be back. Hey guys, all right, so it's been a full 24 hours. Come back to take a look at how these held up. So let me tell you guys what I did today. So I did dishes, I did laundry, I washed my hair, washed my hands about 40 times. I cleaned my garage out. I bagged up about 40 bags of stuff to go out to the lawn and garden thing. So I did quite a bit today with my hands, and not one came off. So my only complaint, I guess, would be the air bubbles, which you're gonna have with any kind of sheer press-ons. So my suggestion is to use gel or acrylic to put them on. It's going to stick better, give them more strength, and you won't get those bubbles that you get with glue. Now, I put gel polish that matched the tips, or that matched the nails. I put a couple layers of it over it just to help hide that, which you can't really see. It's not too bad. I just got a couple little spots here, like right here, and then right here. But like I said, the gel polish helped hide it. And I'm so in love with this shape and the curve on them. Like, they just have such a nice shape. And look, perfect ballerina slippers. That's how you know it's true ballerina. They look like ballet shoes. So I love these so much. I'm going to use them to do a video on the Lazy Girl method because I love the colors, I love the shape, they're perfect. So I'm just going to be using like clear or something that matches because I want my nails to look like this for a few weeks. So yeah, these would be perfect for the Lazy Girl method because they do have a kind of deep well in them. So you would definitely get the full benefit of the full cover tip. It has plenty of room for the acrylic. And like I said, the shape is amazing. They're super sturdy. I really don't have any issues with them other than the glue problem. But again, that's me. I could have probably done a better job with that. So definitely a win. Highly recommend. They're not super expensive. I think they're like 15 bucks, but you get like 240 in here, and there's 5 different colors. So 4 tubes of glue. Like, it's totally worth the price. And you guys know I'm a big Markartt fan. Like, all of their products are just such good quality. I've yet to have something of theirs that I didn't like the quality of. So definitely, if you're in the market for press-ons or, you know, the lazy girl stuff, any full cover tips, definitely check these out. I also like their clears, but I like the colors that come with these. I love them. I'm in love. So thank you again, Leeann. And look, not one chip, not one break, not one white mark from bending them, nothing. So definitely a new favorite. So don't forget, we have that Young Nails core kit giveaway coming up at 400 subscribers. I will also be doing another giveaway this week randomly with some new products that I got, because I got a lot of stuff from Amazon this week, and I got to get rid of some of it so that, you know, I don't get in trouble. So we're going to be doing another giveaway this week. We're going to be using the prize wheel from now on just to keep things fair. And just want to tell you guys, thank you for all your support. It is growing rapidly, very quickly, and that's all thanks to you guys. So, as always, thank you so much for watching.